You are about to experience the result of hard work and dedication from the City of Champions, Cleveland's own, 90th's finest. Self-made, hard-working entrepreneurs, unequivocally raw, no holds barred. This is Epiphany Media.
That is absolutely right. That is absolutely wrong.
This is media.
Man, shout out to Stefan doing this thing and hosting everywhere, saying he's gonna be the voice of God somewhere, which is
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
good.
was permanently reserved for Morgan Freeman until he died. So
Morgan Freeman died.
no, I'm saying I thought it was
Oh
reserved for Morgan
shit!
Freeman until Morgan Freeman died. Uh,
Uh,
I thought he just had that title forever until he died. Is what I was saying. So the fact that
like, damn, where the fuck I've been at that Morgan Freeman thing?
no. I'm not breaking that news. Not at all. Not at all. I'm just saying. So the fact that Stefan was able to, garner that, what I'm saying, you know, while Morgan Freeman's still around is impressive, is what I'm saying.
Shout out to him. He doing big things. He's doing it for what, 3 years now.
Um, Probably a little bit longer than that, and like full time, doing it full time for a minute now. So shout out to my guy. But yeah, man, this is Epiphany Media. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back. All of that good stuff. Just going ahead and sharing the show just like you guys should with your friends and peoples and your groups and your um, pages. I don't know. And your um, family.
Yeah, yeah.
People still got families.
It makes me want to get a Facebook again, just for that. It's
Yeah.
the only thing I used to post was links to the show every week, but I don't know if I can. But I like privacy, so when people I haven't talked to in a while start telling me about my life, I said, yeah, I gotta delete this.
um. Yeah, man. You don't let them dictate what you do. You just ignore them and keep doing what you do, which is what I do. Or you do what I do like this summer, which is sometimes you gotta just put family members on pause. Sometimes you gotta pause them, right? You just gotta completely put the relationship on pause for a couple weeks, couple months, like whatever wherever you feel comfortable with, and then when you feel like, oh, okay, that was enough. I can come back around and you know, and then when they start interrupting that your peace again, hit the pause button, man. You know what I'm saying? The same way they can do to you, which is fine. That's a choice, but I'm not gonna let you interrupt my peace. So, but I'm
True,
also not gonna let you dictate what I can do or what I'm
true.
gonna do.
I just pause everybody.
Yeah, I respect it. I do respect it. So anyway, man. So I'm gonna jump right into today's topic, today's show. Today we're talking money management, practical money management. You know, um, just money management. We usually save these shows for like tax time. What I'm saying, just as a reminder to people getting those tax checks, tax refunds. Of like what you can do, especially at the beginning of the year, how it can be like a jump start that can set you up for success throughout the rest of the year. I remember during the during the pandemic, man, we had a couple stimulus checks that came out, and we was talking about that, but nobody wanted to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wanted to hear it at that time, which is understandable. Nobody wanted to hear responsibility at that point. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know what I'm saying? But it's never a bad time to talk money and to talk, uh, to talk just setting yourself up for success wherever you're at in your career, like whatever your age group, or if you got, kids or teenagers or whatever, or if you're, uh, uh, somebody that's getting ready for retirement. It's never a bad idea to just set yourself up, or as a reminder. What I'm saying, if you're working with at a big company or whatever, that open enrollment is about to start coming around soon. What I'm saying, before the end of the year, so you can get those affairs in order. It's just never a bad time. So we're gonna jump into it in a minute, but just practical. I'm saying, we're not these Wall Street guys, or what I'm saying, whatever, like, crypto, and the next thing that's on what's the next thing that's on the market? What was the thing for a minute?
Bitcoin.
GameStop. Yeah. Oh yeah.
AMC.
The GameStop thing was crazy. What was the digital
Dogecoin?
No, it was like the images or whatever, but it was like digital images.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the thing was called, man.
No, it's some letters, right? NFTs, yeah.
Yeah, NFTs, NFTs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all this stuff. So I'm definitely not recommending any of that crap or whatever. I'm talking about practical. Saying, hey, start a savings account. Saying, practical advice. Saying, for different age groups. We're talking practical, life lessons or stuff that we would have, wish we would have did at a certain, saying, when we was younger, or stuff that we trying to set ourselves up for the, at our next age bracket or whatever the case is. Not not NFT stuff. I remember Tom Brady traded a fan of football for like a jersey and an NFT when he could have sold that football for like $1 million on like eBay or something.
He got out hustled.
Yeah, man. Tom Brady, the ultimate hustler, man. Because it was like some milestone touchdown of football or something. And Tom Brady's like, I'll give you a jersey and some NFTs. And he's like, okay. I'm like, Tom, you're a millionaire. I need $1 million. What are you talking about? Give me some money.
Let's say your favorite football player, accomplished whatever record, whoever he is, whatever position he plays, he was the best at that position. He set a record. You happen to get the ball somehow. Would you sell it to whatever that auction company is, the big one? Sotheby's. Would you sell it to them, or would you give it back to your favorite player in exchange for a jersey? On one hand, you could probably make millions. On the other hand, you can have a jersey and memories of me.
Nope. I'm not giving him anything. First off, I'll give him first crack at buying it. He can have first crack at buying it. But there will be a bidding war, and may the best man win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to come up literally. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's like the would you rather have dinner with Jay-Z, or what was it, $500,000 or $50,000 or whatever it was? You ever heard that question? Like, people was like asking, like, would you rather have $1 million or dinner with Jay-Z or something like that? And people was like, oh, I might take the dinner with Jay-Z. And people was making fun of it because it's such a ridiculous thing. Like, because Jay-Z would say, you should have at the dinner. He was like, you should have took the money. Like, what are you talking? You're stupid. Like, you're dumb.
The people who actually had Jay-Z with dinner said they didn't even eat dinner.
That's what I'm saying. He was just talking the whole time. Yeah. Dude, man, give me the money. Let me find out how to flip it until Jay-Z ready to have dinner with me about business, not just because. That's just such a stupid I don't know. Who are these people? I always wonder, like when I see these videos, like, man, who are these who are these random people that are answering these interview questions, man? Because I don't know, are these people real? Like these can't be real civilians.
Yeah, Jay-Z wouldn't even take the dinner with Jay-Z. He was gonna say, "Give me the meal."
That's crazy. It's a crazy thing. Like, unless you a millionaire already or a billionaire, like, yeah, then you might be like, oh yeah, maybe I will take the dinner. Yeah, I always want to meet Jay-Z. Yeah, and I got $1 million in the bank. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take it. Yeah, that's cool. My aunt said someone said he might give them business advice. The business advice would be the next time somebody offers you $1 million or dinner with somebody, take the $1 million. Like that would be the business advice. That's crazy.
Right. He can give you all the advice about business, but you won't have the money still. You need the money to do what he said. So take the $1 million, listen to every album
yeah.
put out, and I guarantee you'll figure out how to flip that $1 million 50 times.
My aunt said I would take the money for sure. He said on his last solo album, I'm trying to give you $1 million worth of game for $9.99. Like, just go listen to the album. He's telling you what to do. He's telling you what to do.
Get your credit straight.
Yeah, he's telling you what to do. He's telling you what to do. Like, so you listen to the music.
Wealth.
Yeah. So if you listen to the music, like I'm fan enough that I want to have dinner with him, but I'm not fan enough to actually listen to what he say. Like, man, you're an idiot, man. Like, what are you doing here? Like, man, dinner's over. Like, you're gonna show up and like dinner's canceled and leave. That's just stupid, man. That's so dumb, man. That's so dumb. All right, man. Let's jump into it. No, I don't even know who like my all-time favorite football player is or all-time favorite anything. But man, I'm not giving it something of value, and I know that they got it. I can't do that.
Exactly. Aaron Judge, hits that home run to break the record. So I'm taxing. First of all, I don't even like the Yankees.
Oh,
so you're getting double tax just on that.
Oh, extra tax for sure.
Secondly, I looked at your contract. Come on, you can give it up.
Yeah, good. You telling me you don't got $1 million? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, dude. I would have straight up asked Tom Brady in his face, like, Tom, you telling me you don't got $1 million?
I know you're going through your divorce and stuff, but you still gonna be good.
Yeah.
And I need $1 million, and I need you to pay the taxes on it. I need.
For sure, yeah. Oh, for sure. I'm like, yeah, I know it's gonna be written off, you know what I'm saying, as a gift on your end. So I'm not worried about that part. So you can't just give me $1 million. Like, I need like 1.5 to take off the taxes. So at the end I still can be $1 million. Like, I need that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you want the football or not? Like, it don't matter to me. Like, what you want to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because as soon as I leave here, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be I'm about to post it right now. I got a cell phone. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's gonna be posted for the end of the game. What you want to do? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what you want to do? Tom, I need 1.5, man. What? Like, what's up? That's funny, man. All right, man. Let's dive into it, man. So we're gonna roll through these different age groups, and then like we're gonna kind of focus on the one, like I said, the ones that we've been through, and like the ones that we're in, and like kind of what's next for us, and kind of what like the group that our audience is in for the most part. And then, like I said, you guys can add in, advice and whatever you guys got along the way for sure. So start with childhood. I'm like 5 to 10, 5 to 12 ish. You know what I'm saying? Which is teaching your kids about like this understanding money, like understanding that money literally don't grow on trees, even though it's made of paper. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe starting a bank account, starting a savings account, even if it's a piggy bank, like something like just teaching them that, like just teaching kids about money. Like I know your mom been at like I know she's been at U.S. Bank forever, but like she's been banking forever, like in the bank system forever, like a.
Yeah, as long as I know. Started off at Society, then went to then it turned to Key Bank, and then now she at U.S. Bank.
So did she have you guys like piggy banking and stuff when y'all was younger, or talk to y'all
So
about
that
money
was
when y'all was younger?
checking accounts.
Oh, see, I was y'all was doing it for real. Okay. From like I mean like that you can remember from like 5 to 12 or whatever.
Yeah, I
Okay.
remember I was young with a checking account for sure.
Okay. Um, I I don't remember. I don't remember getting taught a ton about money, like super young. I remember having piggy banks for sure. I remember you remember those like plastic like drink cups you can get from like Geauga Lake or Cedar Point or whatever, like the
Mhm.
uh um I don't know, like I was trying to think of a name for it or whatever, but those plastic cups or whatever. I remember using those, or I think my sister started using those as like a piggy bank just to keep changing. I think I just like followed her lead or whatever. And then I remember getting like piggy banks and stuff for like over my like for like birthdays and stuff. And then when I got a little bit older, I remember being like maybe 7 or 8 or something. And I remember I used to like trying to get the concept of saving money without um I still wasn't like really taught about it. So I would like tape like tape 4 quarters together because I know that's $1, and I would like put it in like the bottom was like my box of toys or whatever. But then I'm a kid, I would completely forget immediately, and then it just be like lost money or whatever. Not lost money, but yeah, I'll find it like a long time later, like oh, there's $1 in here. Like that's cool. Like why
Yeah,
did I put $1 in a box? Like this is weird. Now I'm gonna go spend this dollar because I didn't have any money and I have $1. I completely forgot the concept of why I put $1 in there. So I remember doing that, and then I remember about 10, 11 ish, like when I got like the 90th. It still wasn't really about saving. It was more about just like, oh, you gotta make money. So that's when you start raking leaves and doing all this stuff. Like making money, but like definitely not like definitely wasn't saving. But that's when like we kind of got like allowance and stuff, and that was pretty much it. We got a little bit of allowance, but we had no responsibility. Um, you know, which is great. And we could go like make our own little side money and go spend it all at Church Square on fake jewelry. This is good time. This is good times, man. Good times in my life.
did you buy a Tech Nine necklace?
No, I think I had a like a dollar sign. It's a dollar sign necklace and a green dollar sign necklace with green jewels and and a iced out watch, a green iced out watch with a green dollar sign, of
Hey,
course.
side note, do you remember when they had the dog tags at Tower City?
Of course. Absolutely. No question. Of course. So I remember every trend from when we was down there. The Chinese hats. Like I remember every trend. I remember every trend. Yeah, every single one for sure.
Yeah,
For
just a
sure.
side note. It just popped in my
Yeah,
head, but yeah.
that's it was funny. Angel said I had a savings account around 6 or 7. That's super dope. Like, would you and this for you too, Byron? Would y'all go to like would y'all parents have y'all go to like the bank and like here's $1 to give to the banker to deposit into your account or anything like that? Like the banking experience or anything?
Not that I remember, no. I mean, I know once I got a job though, that's when it was different. Like now I'm really actively using my bank account on a regular basis every 2 weeks.
Right.
I'm actively put money in there. So that's when it changed a little bit for me. But as far as the early days, no.
No. Yeah. I remember my mom always saying that I have a bank account, but I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But I know. I think so, and I think I remember going. I do remember going to the bank with her and like to cash her check or whatever. Because it was she used to go to National City right there by like University Circle, and it was right there by like the Children's Museum. I don't even know if the Children's Museum's still there. The Children's Museum still down there behind that what high school is that? I don't even know. On
the high school is School of the Arts.
School of the Arts, yeah.
It should be there, but I'm not 100% certain on that. I'm quoting.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But anyway, it was right there. And you know what I'm saying? So I remember going there with her all the time, and I would go to, and my grandmother banked at National City. And so I would go to the bank with her, you know what I'm saying, all the time, to the point where like they knew us and stuff. So and it was like, you know, that's when people stayed at jobs for 1,000 years. So as I got older, that kind of paid off because I ran into some issues, and like when I came home from college, I ran into some issues, and you know, ended up paying off or whatever. But at that time, though, it was just more like just watching and observing, but like not actually doing the banking experience myself. Let me see. Angel said, we went to the bank weekly together as a family, mainly to cash my parents' checks, and us kids would deposit $1 or $2 at a time. So that's kind of cool, just to get the experience of, you know, here's $1 and here's your receipt, or, you know, whatever. That's kind of cool. We got our weekly sucker. My other said we had like 3. My mom taught me how to write checks at like 10. That's pretty good. No, it's not there anymore. It's further down Euclid. Yeah, I haven't even heard anybody talk about the Children's Museum. I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to just take a look and see where it's at. But yeah, writing checks at 10. That's I definitely learned about checkbooks and all that stuff. It's a way after 10.
Yeah, I got a checking account, but I never had actual checks. That's just obsolete to me, I guess.
I had checks, but like I've only probably wrote 2 or 3 total, and the ones I did write were like I think I actually went to the bank to get like printed out checks, and those were typically for like rent deposits, like going to like getting a new apartment or something like that. But that was pretty much it. I never actually used it for shopping. Like I still see some people use them, like older people use them for like grocery shopping and stuff. Like I don't get that one still. Especially because you can use like a debit card or whatever and still keep the balance, you know, and still write the balance down or whatever, and it's just more efficient or whatever. All right, let's move to the next group. So your teenage years, so 13 to 19. You know what I'm saying? So that's your, you know, your first job, you know, your first job time, your, you know, first part-time job maybe, you know, but that's when you you're definitely doing some time management between school and a job, and that's when it kind of become that's when you kind of really managing money, because you know, depending, you might get your first car around that time, or you know, using somebody else's car or whatever, or you might have to manage how you get to work and get to school, maybe depending on where you're at. But I think boy, 13 to 19 will teach you a bit about money. You know, in our case, cell phones was a thing at the time, so you definitely want to have like, you know, be able to pay your phone bill if you got to pay your own phone bill. Like 13 and 19 was definitely money, like a age group where I was learning a ton about money management. You know what I'm saying? What about for you, 13 and 19?
Oh yeah, I most definitely agree. I think you might have had a job before I did. For real, for real. It was very possible.
I had a job before you?
Possible. You know, I got my first job when I was 16. But
Yeah,
you got your first job.
for sure.
Like, how are you finessing this right now when you working? You was
Oh,
working.
definitely. I was. So if you was 16, though, my first job was. I think I was 13, man. I think I was 13 when I was working at that. It was pre high school for sure when I was working at the gas station.
See, because I had the next tail chirp, and then you had it too.
Yeah, yeah.
So I know, yeah. So I know,
It
I
was
know
pre
I
high
got it
school for
after I,
sure.
yeah. I know I got it
Yeah.
after I started working.
hmm
Hmm.
Cause I like and so that was my claim to fame. Because even though everybody's phones was cooler, because everybody had the race car phone or whatever, but most people had like Boost Mobile and stuff. I had legitimate Nextel because I was on like my mom's plan, but she made me pay. I had to pay for the phone, which was crazy expensive because everything back then was contract. So you got to pay for the phone, and I had to pay my bill. You know what I'm saying? Like so, so if I'm doing that, you best believe I'm definitely gonna be capping. Like no, y'all got Boost Mobile, like, y'all prepaid, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I got the real service. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got, all these perks, which there was no extra perks. It was just this is more money and whatever. I had a durable phone. Like that phone, stood up to all type of challenges, but that was it. But I definitely was paying, you know what I'm saying? That was definitely my claim to fame. And then I had that, and I had the North Coast PCS because I'm like, I got the unlimited chirp and the unlimited talk. I could do both. Like I was super capping, you know what I'm saying? like extra doing it, you know what I'm saying? So, yes, and 13, like I'm not even joking. Like 13, I was working there, and then at 14, I had two jobs. I was working at the gas station, and I started working Cleveland Heights chore program. And then was still doing the chore program kind of part time when school started because I couldn't. It was just impossible to manage all three. But the gas station had to stay because it was right at the corner of my street. Like, how can you not? Like, you can't beat that. And it was like tax free money. Like, how can you beat that? I used to work that chore program. I used to send those checks to my grandmother's house. I used to just never get them. And then like I would go pick them up like once a month or something. And I remember my grandmother called me one time, like, she's like, you got mail over here. I'm like, mail for what? Like, is it school? She's like, I don't think so. So I go over there and I'm like, I open it up, I guess. So she opened it and so she's like, I think they checks or something. I'm like, checks? I'm like, oh, from the thing. I'm like how many of them is it? She's like, I think like 8 of them. I'm like, 8? I'm like, well, well, tell me how much are they are. She's like, the first one was probably like, $20 or something, like a $50, like a 20 or something. It's like, this one's like $185. I'm like, oh, I'll be over. Just leave them. I'll come over. Just leave them. I'll come get them. Just leave them. I'll come get them. Don't even worry about it. So, but so and that at that time for me, it definitely wasn't no saving. It was about spending money and boy, I think I had a bank account then, but I don't even think I was using it. Like all throughout high school and stuff, I think I was like driving my mom's car, and I would like park it anywhere because at that time Cleveland Heights hated for students to drive cars to school for whatever reason. I don't understand. They have student parking now, like every high school in America, but at that time they didn't like it, so you couldn't park around the school. So I would park and get parking tickets, and I would just go pay it the same day, like just saying not even a cap on them, but just like, here, man, just take like get it over with, like take the money. Like I'm a student driving to school. Like how do y'all not understand this? Like this doesn't make any sense. And they just kept ticketing. I just kept paying it like the same day, like just to hopefully they would get the idea, but they never did. They just kept giving me tickets. But a smart person would have like, oh, I should park somewhere else, or oh, you should get to school a little bit earlier. Maybe park at your grandmother's house, which is like an extra street away. Just walk to school. Like it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But I didn't do any of that stuff. So 13 and 19 just was a lot of lessons on acquiring money, like working jobs, side hustles, second jobs, all that stuff. But it definitely was nothing about saving, um, emergency fund, like none of the stuff that came later. Just about acquiring money, and that was it. No goals, no nothing like that. Just money. That was it.
Yeah, I remember I could barely like I was working 2 days a week. My first job was at a grocery store, so I was working 2 days a week, and I could barely pay my Revel / North Coast phone bill. And other than that, I was like basically a junior custodian at the church. So just cleaning up stuff around the church. But I was spending it. I was eating at McDonald's. Whatever money I had, I was eating at McDonald's for breakfast every morning. I would have to buy a 7-day bus pass, which back then was expensive, like gas money for real. And yeah, that was it. That's all I could afford at the time. But whatever I had, I spent it. I wasn't saving at all.
Yeah, man. Those lessons, man, they help later, but at that time, and that time in life in general, not just money wise, but you just learning, so much information about living, you know what I'm saying, and balancing, that it would be, it's very difficult, I would say, you know what I'm saying, unless you just got like a mentor there every step of the way. And I think at that point, um, like my sister was, I think Antonio, like everybody, like I was right in that middle range where like everybody younger than me was like way younger than me, and then everybody older than me was like in college or working or military, like what I'm saying, like way older, what I'm saying, in terms of like where they were in life or whatever. So it wasn't like I ain't had nobody with me like every step of the way. It's like, hey, do this, or hey, look out for this or whatever. So that that didn't help in terms of like guidance or whatever. But either way, it's always just tough. It's a tough. Your teenage years is just a tough period, man. It's always tough. Ebony said you got to pay for parking at Heights now. Yeah, paying for parking is still crazy, but I get it. I guess
students got to pay. That's crazy.
Students got to pay. It's crazy still. But I guess it's better than paying parking tickets every week or whatever.
The high school Heights. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Which is also crazy because they don't even use parking meters in Cleveland Heights no more. Like it's probably better to park on the street now.
They don't got parking on Coventry. They don't got parking meters. I haven't been over there in a long time.
Nope. So after the pandemic, they just bagged them up, and I don't know if they had a vote like officially where the city was like, we just don't want parking back. You know what I'm saying? And they understood that brings down revenue for the city. You know what I'm saying? They was like, we fine with it. Or if the mayor was just like, we're just not gonna bring it back or whatever. But they put bags over them and just had signs that said free parking. Ever since the pandemic, just never brought it back.
So, yeah, I got to look into that because I don't want to go to the Heights and I think, I could just park anywhere. Come out of my car gone.
This was I also haven't worked there in like a year and a half, but when I was working there, it wasn't any parking things. Like people would ask all the time because they didn't believe it. So I didn't believe it either because of course they were charging for parking. I've been charging since forever, but that's what they were saying. All right, let's move on to the next group. So the next group is young adults. You know what I'm saying? That's 20 to 30. You know what I'm saying? So that's when, building an emergency fund. You know what I'm saying? Establishing credit. Like that's when you want to start, starting to talk about credit, having a plan, if you went to college, you got student loans, having a plan about repayment, you know, because that's definitely going to be a long journey. So you want to at least have a plan. And then, uh, you also like young enough to explore like investments. So then you can like look into stocks, you know what I'm saying? If that's something that interests you, or, um, uh, I guess technically like real estate and stuff, like that's kind of like more involved, you know what I'm saying? But you can, you know what I'm saying, but just investing, right? So that's when you actually start like putting together a plan for money, putting together a plan to how to use your money or whatever. So 20 to 30, what you got?
Now I want to say that's when the transition happened for me because now you have to work to live. You're just working, whatever money you get, you spend it, whatever. You still living at
Mhm.
home with your parents. Now I gotta my own apartment. I gotta pay light bill. I gotta pay cell phone bill. I gotta pay internet. I gotta put gas in my car. So it was a little bit different then. But starting off at 20, nigga, my funds was low.
Whew. Evaporation, man.
So I so my thing was I would live. I mean, I was broke, but I would live basically like I had nothing to survive. And still at that time, I'm talking about early 20s,
Mhm.
saving money was not option. Like it was still wasn't an option. I was, people preach saving money, but you have to make enough money to
Just
cover
say
your bills,
it's
and then
true.
you can save.
It's true.
Hmm.
It's true. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Uh, yeah, I can't even. I can't even. I can't even add nothing to that. Like, you have to make enough money to be able to save it. And when like I said, still figuring stuff out. First apartment, first time paying, lights and gas. If that's the setup that you got, trying to figure out food and all that stuff, man. You have some rocky nights or some foodless nights or whatever the case is. You got to be strategic. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I won't have a phone bill. Maybe I won't have a phone for a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? I'll pay this. I pay all my bills, and then I won't have a phone for a couple of days. Or I told the story here 1,000 times. Like, I had a car that I bought, but I couldn't afford to put gas in it. So even though I had a car, I would walk to work, like, because I couldn't afford gas and to pay for parking. So like, just those type of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, that type of uh, sacrifice or figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, yeah, definitely, like, just that type. Those just that time where you are like, man, saving would be great. You know what I'm saying? But I don't make enough money to save. Or like, where you have those months where you survived again. Like, oh, you just take a deep breath. Like, man, another month down. You know what I'm saying? I made enough money to pay my rent and all of my bills. And man, I was able to buy I don't even remember how much it used to be, but like a giant thing of oatmeal, man. Whoo, I made it. You know what I'm saying? I made it another month. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's gonna happen next month, but for right now, I feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that like those that feeling, first of all, that feeling used to be great. I'm not even gonna lie. That feeling after you made it used to be great. But it definitely wasn't no saving type thing.
No, but the crazy part is, um, a little bit later in my 30s, when I just started making just a little bit more and working two jobs, I used to still live like I worked one job, but then the money from my second job, it would go straight to savings. I wouldn't even touch it. I would just live just like I just lived with this one job, but my extra job just go straight into savings. So,
Yeah. And maybe, or not maybe. I was reading the comment, so I was saying I understand that to you because I did the same thing later. later as well. When I was like, I had a goal in mind. Saying this like here at this point, my goal was just to early 20s was just like to make it to the next month. But like you said, in the next group, when I actually had goals, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna live like this because I have a goal in mind. Saying to do this, XYZ or whatever. Andrew said I always watch frugal YouTube videos. Just watch how to eat on $20 a week. Now we're talking, yeah, no, it's definitely possible. You know what I'm saying? Now YouTube wasn't what it was back then, you know what I'm saying? Where that's true too. That's true too.
Dollar is non-existent.
Yeah, that's true too, for sure. That's for sure. Yeah. Prices. Yeah, that's true. She said, "Go ahead. Go ahead."
I was just gonna say I thought I was being cheap the other day by going to Chick-fil-A, and it cost me for a burger. I mean, for a chicken sandwich and fries, it was like eight something, and I'm like, I could have went to Chipotle for $8 something and got more food. I don't think these prices are getting out of control. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I feel you. I still be being cheap about so many things. When it comes to myself, like, you know what I'm saying, on others, you know what I'm saying, I don't mind, but like for myself, I'd be like, I can't believe you spent money on that. It's ridiculous. Like, so why would you do that? Like, you could have just went home and did better. Like, start second guessing yourself. I can't believe you would do that. Angel said, I wonder if you made enough that you could have lived better if you knew how to budget then, like you were wasteful with some of it. I don't think so. No, like I said, we could always go back and run the numbers. I mean, I would have to like think about it, and maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that this week, and I'll try to see if I can remember exactly what I paid for rent and all that stuff. But like I know for me, I don't remember exactly. I think you had 2 kids. I know he's working for Jewish Family Services, and you was somewhere else, right? When we was on Coventry.
Oh yeah, I was working for them. No shout out to them niggas. Fuck them.
Yeah.
I was working with Jewish Family Services.
If you want that story, go back and listen to Epiphany Radio.
Yeah, but yeah, I was working with them, and then I had a part-time job at Cleveland Schools.
Okay. Were you full-time at Jewish Family Services?
Yeah, full-time. Basically, yeah.
Okay. So I know for me, I was at University Hospital, but I was only part-time, so I'm only working 20 hours one week and 25 hours the next week. That was it. Like I was only, saying that was I was only part-time. I was at that point, I was never full-time. So I'm not saying that it was, impossible. Like I wasn't, if I knew how to budget better, that I probably couldn't live better. But I'm also saying that part-time, part-time only is gonna make it tough no matter what. Like it's just gonna make it tough. You know what I'm saying? Like full-time, all right, then yeah, if you budget properly, I'm saying, depending on where you're at, yeah, you can probably, do better or set yourself up with some cushion, especially if you don't got kids and all this other stuff. But part-time, even one person or whatever, it's gonna be tough nevertheless. But I'll try to see if I can remember exactly what I made and all that stuff, because it would be interesting if you can build a budget for me. I like to see it. I'm down with that.
And the crazy part is our rent was cheap back then. I was paying $440 a month
for sure,
rent, which is unheard of in this day and age.
For sure,
and I still was struggling. But I had lost the full-time job. I only had a part-time job, so that's when it was crazy. So
did you so just some stuff that like recommend, like that we talked about in this gap, like, so just did you work on these things, you, Byron, everybody in the audience, did you work on an emergency fund, and in your between 20 and 30, did you have or work on an emergency fund? Like emergency fund, like three. I'm sure you know what it is, but 3 to 6 for anybody that don't know, they're like 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses in case of an emergency. You lose your job or medical expenses.
I want to go to that extent, but I was always saving, especially 25, 26 and up.
Okay.
Always saving.
Go ahead.
But as far as you mentioned the 3 months for saving your salary, I have never reached that ever. Because something always come up, you gotta spend the money back.
Okay. Angel said I rented a house for $165. That's crazy.
98 and 90 what?
Crazy.
$165 a house.
Crazy.
Yeah, times change.
For a house, nigga, that's insane. That's nuts. What about budget? Like, did you like sit down and write out a budget, or not? Not write it out, but like, did you come up with a budget in that time frame and that age gap?
Yes, especially 25 and up.
Okay.
Well, it really wasn't budget. It was strict principles that I still live by. Sometimes I mess up, but it just comes with in life, I guess. So I have a strict rule about not eating out. I got to eat at home, whatever I do. Let's say I spend $100 for the week on groceries. That food would be breakfast, lunch, and dinner. $100 of the week for the week. So I already then budgeted and already spent, and I already have food. When I need to eat something, I already got food, that I can make.
Right.
I don't have to go searching for it and spending an exorbitant amount of money on takeout, which adds up quickly. You might spend $20. You might spend $20 for lunch, another $20 for dinner, and you might spend let's say like $10 on breakfast. That's $50. That's for one day. When I can spend $100 for the whole week.
That's true.
So that money adds up. And to be honest with you, that is how I budget my money, because I look and see where my extra money is going, and it is that.
Like food and stuff?
Yeah, food for sure. It's just a random expense. And as soon as I get paid, money goes to my bills. And what's left, I can either save it, or I can just buy myself something nice. So that idea started back then. I remember this one time I needed a car, and I just lived like we was living on Superior again. Eating McDonald's. Like I said, I was taking a paycheck from one job straight to a shoebox. Wasn't touching it at all, and I was just stacking it
up. What about establishing credit? Did you start establishing your credit?
Hell no,
not yet.
I'm a cash only man. Like, what do I need credit for? Like, that's stupid.
Any investing in that time frame?
I didn't even know what that was. I thought that was just for people on Wall Street.
All right, and then lastly, any advice for any people in that range, like any young people, any people in between 20 and 30? Any advice?
Yeah, don't keep up with the Joneses. Go to work and get your bread up.
Dog, I was gonna do this. I was gonna do my rundown and then save it, but that was my thing. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare your progress. Don't compare the stuff that you got to the stuff that they got. Everybody's journey is different. Just keep making your own strides. Stay positive to your own foundation. Set yourself up you know what I'm saying, for success in the future. Like, don't worry about everybody else. That's the biggest thing you can do in this in in that time window is don't keep up with the Joneses. Like that's the best advice for sure.
Yeah,
100% agree.
That's how you get into debt, thinking that, oh, you need a new car.
Man,
no,
100%.
You can't afford a new car right now. No, you cannot afford this payment. The job that you're working at is not a stable job. Like, can you see yourself being there for 60 months? No.
Crazy.
No. Get it. There's nothing wrong with a used car. I have plenty. That Speaking of which, during my 20s and 30s, that's how I learned how to work on cars.
Get on YouTube.
Still with me.
Do some continuing education on YouTube University, man. Exactly.
A1 Auto that saved me plenty of time.
Man, Chris Fix. Shout out to Chris Fix. Like all the YouTube mechanics.
Scotty
man, OGs. Man, Project Farm on buying tools. Shout out to Shout out to the YouTube professors, man. You know what I'm saying? Then save me from buying tools that I didn't need. You know what I'm saying? That seemed trendy, and you know, that we definitely didn't need, or could get. Like, you can get the job done with stuff that you already got. Dude, shout out, hey, continuing education on YouTube University is definitely, that's my number 2 biggest thing you can do if you're in that bracket between 20 and 30, man. Learn for sure.
Yeah, because with that used car, you know, especially being so high in mileage, you're going to need to learn how to do some things on your own. And it's not hard. That's the crazy part. Most things are hard. Most things are hard, but become easy if you got the right tools.
Right tools, man. Changes everything. Let me jump into the comments. Angel said, I didn't really get serious about my money until I was about 28 to 30ish, which seems about right. You know what I'm saying? It's very interesting as we talked about, early 20s and getting more serious as we hit towards our 30s. And, you know, that comes with growth and maturity and experiences and stuff, of course. But it's just very interesting to watch that transition, man. So, you know, Angela, that seems about right. She said, I only plan how to pay my bills, and I like to spend all what was left. We all do, of course. She said, you guys are inspiring me to be cheaper, no more eating out. Yeah,
I've been. Hold on, side note. Yeah, I recently spent $100 on drinks.
Yeah.
In one sitting. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I got a bar.
Yeah, a cocktail bar. You know, it costs.
You talking with your lady?
Yeah, I ain't all by myself spending.
Well, I go
to the gas station and get a couple brews. And I'm not talking about a 6-pack. I'm talking about some cans.
Like a date night.
Yeah.
All right. Every once in a while, fine. You're fine. It's still, at the end of the day, you're like, damn, man, we could have just got a bottle of sangria and some whatever and came home. You know what I'm saying? But I every once in a while I get it, but for the most part, though, I'll be thinking that. I'm very cheap, man. When it comes to myself, I'm very cheap. But if we're going out or something, I don't mind. But
yeah, if you work hard, you got to play hard too.
Yeah, I'm all about balance for sure. But you know, but not for myself. Not on stuff that is either temporary or stuff that I can do better. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can do it better, it's like I can make a better burger than most of these restaurants. Like, you know, it just doesn't make sense.
Maybe. Yes.
You know?
Yes. But when it, like, okay, But when I do want to get some good food, I want to go to that chef that makes some shit that I can't
make.
make.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I'll look. So I don't even mind. I'll go to different, like when it's different cultures. I'll pay for that. You know what I'm saying? I'll go get some. We'll try some. Different. I can't even. Some Indian food or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm all down for that because I can't cook that. I don't know sauces
Yeah, I don't know the spice.
I don't know.
A lot of spice.
I don't know any of that. So I'm down with all that stuff. But regular American cuisine, ribs or like I could do it better. Like I'm not. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Andrew said, "Do you guys ever try to keep up with the Joneses?" I had a time when I think we all have a time like when we were younger. You know what I'm saying? But now, never. It's been a long time for me personally. When I was younger, I think we all had a period when I was younger. But it's been a long time for me.
My first check at 16, I bought a pair of S. Dot Carter's Reeboks, and I bought an Indians fitted. So yeah, I was trying to, I guess I was trying to keep up in a way.
Yeah.
Nowadays, in reference to the same thing, I look at my closet and say, "Damn, I got enough shoes. Of course, this new pair would be nice, but do I need it? No, I got something the same fucking color. It's like, why would I buy 3 pairs of white shoes? I already got white shoes. How many pairs of white shoes I need? How many pairs of fucking hats do I need? I got too many hats. Like, why do I? No, I'm cool. So that's how it is now. Like, I just look the other way, and I just think about shit that I need to buy as opposed to want.
Yeah, and if I don't need nothing, I'd be like, it's fine. I'll pass. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Ebony J said, I lived by a budget until I became self-employed in 2002. Just because you can get it doesn't mean you can afford. Yeah, I think that's different. Like, I think once you become self-employed, then you spending for different reasons, though. You know what I'm saying? When you become self-employed, you definitely spending for different reasons. Like you spending for your business, you spending for you got a different safety net. You know what I'm saying? So I completely understand that, and I completely agree with you. Like just because I think I want to put it on the screen when I say it. I think that's very important for women to understand that just because a guy, this is not a dating episode, but you know what I'm saying, just because a guy don't get it or whatever, don't mean that he can't afford it. Just a general statement I would like to put out into the ether. Just because I don't buy whatever doesn't mean I can't afford whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to put it out there, and I do mean whatever I want. Andrew said Bahama Breeze. Look, every time we went to Bahama Breeze, we spent $100. I think every time. That was like food and drinks every time.
It
was $100.
Food used to be good.
Man, food, drinks, and sip $100 every time, no matter every time. But it was good. The atmosphere was good. We never had an issue. Food was good. Drinks was good. Service was good. Every time, $100. I feel like we just knew
service was good.
We never had an issue with a white woman. Yes, gotta have an ace in the hole, man. I ain't never went up there by myself. Service might not have been good if I did that. With the ace in my pocket, of course.
Just the coconut shrimp. Damn. Pretty good.
Shout out to Bahama Breeze.
It's still there.
What my man Stefan say? Yet they took it away from us.
We need to campaign him to bring it back. Yeah. We got to hire
Stefan. We got to commission Stefan, man, to get Bahama Breeze back. Andrew said, I hate buying drinks at dinner. You get ripped off. Could buy your own to drink at home. She said usually like 130. It was expensive, man. I said at least 100 every time, man. Bahama Breeze was good.
See, that's when it comes to drinks. That's what I want. Like, I want to go to one of those cocktail lounges, speakeasy type situations where they're gonna make the best of the best drinks.
Yeah,
If I'm drinking like that.
right. I don't want to go to no shade to Applebee's, but like y'all bartenders are regular people who all your stuff come pre-mixed. They just pouring stuff into a glass. Like no disrespect. Like y'all not bartenders. You know what I'm saying?
A bucket of margaritas. A bucket for $1 margarita night.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, even going to like Mexican restaurants, which is fine, and sometimes they margaritas be super strong, which is cool. And I like that's one of the spots where I typically don't mind because the margaritas are typically strong and they make it work with a pitcher or whatever. Usually, not every place, but typically. So I don't mind there, but even there, like most of their stuff is pre-mixed margaritas, and they just make them strong. Fine, I'll take that. That's fine. But all the American fare places is just not really worth it. Not to me. All right, next age group. I know we're running long on the time. All right, so next age group is 30 to 40. That's like your early career time. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you kind of move into your career prime. You know what I'm saying? That's when you definitely want to prioritize your debt repayment. You know what I'm saying? You want to broaden your investment portfolio. That's when you really want to look into real estate then. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it's like a house to live in or like investment opportunities for if you want to be a landlord or flipping, you know what I'm saying, passive income, opportunities. You know what I'm saying? But this is like really to set you up. Like this is the time when you set yourself up for some like long-term financial well-being. Like 30 to 40, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. But this is the stage where you kind of can really set yourself up. So if you ever to like get your debt down, say anything that's like high interest stuff, and at the same time able to ramp up your investments. You know what I'm saying? This is the stuff that you want to like really, this is the time to do it. So 30 to 40, that's where we at. So what you been working on?
Well, if you want to invest, you want to build your portfolio with those different type of investments. You want to own real estate, you want to get a house, you want to get a nice car, you want to whatever. You gotta have a career in something. So you got to work on trying to get a job doing something. I don't know what it is. Jobs out here that pay if you have skills. So, or if you went to college, then you probably been making money, and your student loans is finally paid off.
We're getting close to hopefully.
Yeah. Now you can do what you want to do. So, so first you need a job. Me personally, just got some real estate, which is which is where I live at. There's nothing wrong with that. My portfolio is non-existent. I have been given. I actually inquired and talked to a financial advisor about Roth IRAs, about mutual funds, and about what's the insurance you get when you die? What is it called? Life insurance.
Life insurance, yeah.
And life insurance. So I've been taking the steps, to better myself in that aspect. But I haven't acted on it. But that's what I'm gonna get on in the near future. I got health benefits. My retirement is going. I got 20 more years, and I could just retire if I wanted to. As far as saving, no, actually, before that, as far as debt, Experian they just sent me the alert like, yeah, you're in a good usage range, so I feel good about that. But still, I need to pay the rest of that down. It'll take some time, but hey, That's the American dream, I guess. I don't know,
That's
but
what's
but yeah. Other than that, yeah, I feel like I'm in a way better position than I was 20 years ago.
what about what about what about 5 years ago? You feel like you're in a better spot than 5 years ago?
Yes. Um,
Good.
Three. Oh, and you mentioned, our last chapter, 20 and 30, and I said no, I did not have credit. I established credit 3 years ago,
Mm.
and it's been the best thing for me.
Yeah.
In my 20s and 30s, I said I'm spending cash on everything. I'm cashing out. Now it's like, well, I'm gonna use their money, and I and I'll pay the
Man,
rest back eventually.
told you, man. Told you. No, I'm just playing. Nah, nah, that's good though. And well, clearly, I would hope you will feel like you're in a better spot than 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like 5 is a better barometer. But yeah, no, that's good. And like I said, I know your mom said that she joined us late, so feel free to, mom, feel free to let us know any anything you got from financially from ages 30 to 40, like career wise, like we're talking money management. You know what I'm saying? Advice money wise and all that good stuff. So that's the discussion that we're at. So 30 to 40, I was in this is where we're at and where we've been working on. And I didn't say it in the last group, but so towards the end of that that group for me of 20 to 30, that is when I started working on my credit. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely at that time hadn't really started paying down debt. I didn't have a ton besides like student loans. But I didn't really have a ton of income. But the stuff that I did have, like I said, I had goals in mind. So I was working multiple jobs and like you said, putting money in shoe boxes. I wasn't even cashing the checks. I was doing the the Manny Ramirez. I just put my checks in my glove compartment, locking the glove compartment. That was it. You know what I'm saying? So many to the point where I'll never forget this. Like I when I went to the bank to actually like deposit them into my bank account, the lady was like, it's like, well, we can put these ones through, but these ones I can't because it's too many creases on it. Like we can't read the number. Like the machine can't read the numbers. You got to get these reprinted or whatever. Like they were so like balled up into my glove compartment. Like I was grinding, dog. Like grinding, man. Like in my like late 20s or whatever. So to roll over into like my 30s, I think when I turned 30 or just before I turned 30, just before I turned 30, I got some real estate, you know what I'm saying? And dove into some that's when I started messing with stocks, you know what I'm saying? I think that year I started messing with like getting into the stock market heavy. I think just before that I was uh just looking at different like trying to understand retirement, like what 401k actually mean, like because from working at like University Hospital, like all that stuff was like available, but like you don't really know what it mean, and you don't know what it mean. Like this is all these words that you have no idea what it mean, but what the maximum is and matching and the max that the company would match and all this other stuff. You can put extra in this and being aggressive and being passive and all these different terms when it comes to like retirement and what they plan to do with your money that you just have no idea until you actually start like doing research and diving into it and asking questions and stuff. So my couple years into 30 has been just pretty much that. My one of my goals this year was to like start doing like my estate planning stuff. So writing a will and signing up my beneficiaries and all that good stuff and health insurance and all that stuff. That comes with like jobs and that part is ridiculous. I keep saying that forever in America. Health insurance is tied to a job. That's crazy. But that stuff like just focusing on investments. And I'm not so heavy into stocks at this time, but just because our economy is terrible. But but I've been looking more into what do you call it? Uh, Not
Diversifying your
homeownership.
portfolio.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that
not homeownership. Like
rental.
yeah, well, yeah. So just like buying other properties or whatever. And because they got all type of like people that don't pay their taxes. You know what I'm saying? So you can take their house from them. You know what I'm saying? So I've been looking to, saying stuff like that for, saying you can flip stuff and sell it, or flip stuff and turn it into a rental. You know what I'm saying? Always still trying to do continuing education and get more certificates, because I'll down the hill saying the more pieces of paper that you got with your name on it, the better. It can never hurt. You know what I'm saying? And then for me is balancing time, trying to have better time management for family and work, and just stuff that don't completely stress you out, because if you don't have that, life will overwhelm you. But that's my 30 to 40, well, 30 to 33 so far. That's where I'm at. That's what I've been working on.
Um, it's crazy. I remember when it dawned on me that I need to start getting credit. I remember we met in like the Richmond Mall parking lot for something. I don't remember what it was. He was like, "Yeah, I just got this car, and uh, I'm paying this and this a month, with my credit." I was like, "Damn, I don't got no credit. I can't even like credit doesn't give you a nice car like this." You know what I'm saying? And you just pay it off for it. Like, how does this work? Let me do this. Like years later, I said, "Fuck it, I'm finally gonna see what's up."
Best decision ever, man. Like, now, 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 I don't want to cap too much, man. I just want to pull the latest score up, man, because I've been working on some stuff. Been I've been working on some stuff.
Or should have when you pay stuff off. But if you got enough, like I was credit card shopping and just throwing them in the drawer just to get my
Oh, for
to get
sure.
money up and not touching them,
That's
just so it just looked good.
that's the plan, man. I told you the system, and it worked. I told you, it's a I don't want to call it foolproof, but it do work. So my last update was feel free to share your score if you want to.
730.
730. That's good. That's really good. Now you make me feel bad. Like, now I don't want to share mine. I don't want to share mine now.
No, shit. I ain't gonna. I'm gonna celebrate it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, man, you got a better credit score than me. Unless it's
My
900, then I'm hating.
my last my last update was a 793. Was
Damn.
my last thing. 7 away, man. 7 away. It wasn't even like a goal of mine to hit 8, but we all know it. Like eight is the, like, 8 is the opus kind of.
So
793.
if you get an 800 credit score, what you gonna do?
I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't even. Like I said, it wasn't even like a goal. I just logged on. It was like uh plus 8 points, 793 is your new
you
score.
have
I'm like, oh shit.
you have access to the lowest rates possible.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna
I would do stupid shit. Take out a loan
do.
and like pay it back in 2 months. Like pay the first payment and then
Just to
pay it
do
in
it.
full. Yeah. Like, damn, he paid his loan back so fast.
Yeah. Let's bump them up again. Why not? Yeah, yeah. I don't know what to do with it, man, but I'm definitely working on it. That's super sweet. No, that's super dope though. Like, so, what I'm saying, and so just and just coming from where you came from, in 3 years, like that's a hell of a jump. And with all the stuff that you done did in between, with, what I'm saying, the new additions that you just got, like, that's great. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have happened without
What I was
establishing credit at
establishing, yeah,
all.
exactly. Right.
Like at all, which is mind blowing to think about. If you don't have credit, you cannot do anything, no matter how much money that you do have, no matter how much liquid cash you have on hand, you can't do anything if you don't have credit. Period.
So Angel said, so your mom said I was in my 30s when I bought our home and my credit was excellent. So I wonder what is it now? Like your credit gotta be crazy then. And you in the system, so I know that you only making the best of the best financial decisions. With our friends over at US Bank, two-time sponsor US Bank. Shout out to US Bank. You know what I'm saying? So I know only the best. Your mom said missing a lot of the conversation. The streaming is terrible. You might have to exit and come back in. That's what happened when you join late. The stream we done left you behind.
No, just when people say the stream is terrible, but it's been going great on our end.
Yeah. Or for everybody else or whatever. Yeah, I try exiting and then coming back in and see what it do. Angel said I want to pay cash, no more debt. Yeah, for sure, man. And you got the score. Angel said she got an 800 credit score. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I got lawyer friends that talk about freezing their credit and all type of terms that I didn't know you could do. I didn't know you could freeze your credit. I didn't know that was a thing. I still don't even know how you do it or what that means.
You can experience. You can lock your file.
That's crazy. He was like, "Yeah, man, I just refinanced my house. My car paid off." He said, "I'm not buying nothing. I froze my credit at 8 whatever was the score." I'm like, "That's crazy." All right, well. What do you do now? Like, I don't know what you do. Like, I don't know. Did you win? Like, does that mean you won the race? I don't know what that means, but congratulations. I don't know what to say to that. I can't really give advice for this section because I'm in this section. But the only thing I can say for early on, or I'll just say the advice that I'm thinking about and what I'm going to try to focus on is just keep reducing my debt. You know what I'm saying? Keep trying to pay my house off sooner rather than later while trying to increase investments that make money and don't not assets that take away money. And work on better time management. You know what I'm saying? With the stuff that I want to do, like this time balance or whatever.
Yeah, just a quick little thing before we get out of here. I recently saw something where this lady used credit cards to pay her 30-year mortgage off in 7 years.
I seen it too, man.
And I was like,
hey, that's funny because that wasn't planned. But that's what I did too. I thought about it, like, how the fuck? And so all right, so we're not going to any more groups. We could talk about this for a second if you want to, because so even the credit card that she had, her high balance card, and I swear I'm not trying to cap or whatever right now. So her high balance card, I think she said it was like $12,000, right, or somewhere around there. I got like a $25,000 high balance card, right? And not even saying I would use the whole balance or whatever, but like how does she do that? Like I watched that video, and then she had like a follow-up video. Like I went to her page and like watched the follow-up to find out, like, to see if she like explained it more. She had some other stuff to say. And she was like breaking down the numbers or whatever, but it wasn't like a long enough video. And I'm a visual learner, like, so I don't know if I need a like shit on the screen. I don't know, but I did exact when she said it, and I crossed my arms like this, like how because I need to know.
Exactly how.
I need to know, man.
What was the formula? Because I'm trying to. She was trying to explain, how well. You pay a certain amount of months, you put it on your credit card, and then you be strict and you pay it off on your credit card. But I was thinking, like, what about interest? When that make a difference unless you have interest-free cards, which is possible. But you still have to make a payment on your mortgage that next month, whether you pay on the principal or not.
Right. Right. So that's what your mom said. She said pay extra on the principal. Which so I understand that part. I understand that you can always pay more on your so first off, you can't pay your mortgage with a credit card. So for anybody listening, let's get that clear. You can't pay your mortgage with a credit card. You have to get a cash advance, which you would not be able to use. All right, so I said I got a 25.
What you can do, I'm sorry, what you
No,
can do
go ahead.
is you can send you can PayPal somebody money from your credit card,
Right.
and not do the cash advance situation.
Right. Right. So you could do that, or you can do the cash advance. So either way, you could say, or you can you could write a check or whatever, which would still give you most of the money that you have available. But right. So even with the cash advance, that even if you have an interest free card, cash advance is never interest free. I've never seen a card that had interest free on cash advance. It's always interest immediately. You know what I'm saying? Immediately. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so our so so I understand the concept though. All right, so she said she took everything. She took her whatever she made a month, right? So she found out whatever her income was. So let's say she made $2,000 a month after taxes. That was her bring home. And she was like, I was just super disciplined or whatever, and just rolled. I paid everything into this payment for for my mortgage though. But I'm like, I don't know. It's something just wasn't. I wonder if I can pull it up real fast. Let me see, because maybe she can explain it.
I hang around millionaires and they keep these secrets.
I wonder, because dog, I'm telling you, when I seen that, I was like, wait a minute. I know for a fact I saved the video, but I don't know if I can. Let me see. Because oh yeah, you want to know what would be even crazy is if we talking about two different people.
It gotta be the same person because it's a black lady, right?
Yeah, dark skin chick.
I don't remember what she looked like. I just know she's black.
All right, let me see. Yeah, this is a dark skin chick saying that she called it velocity banking. That's what she called it. Have you guys in the comments ever heard of velocity banking? Angel said, if either of you see that video, send it to me, please. Your mom said interest is a daily on the cash advance, right? She said I watched it a couple times before, but it doesn't line up to me. Angel said you could just save up and put large amounts of cash on your debt. I know, right? But it doesn't sound as cool as I don't want to say it's cool, but the way she made it sound, I don't know. Like maybe she just made it. I don't know. It just sounded. I don't know. So Angel, I just sent it to you, but I also just downloaded it, and I wonder if I can bring it over here. Let me see. Because I was dude, I absolutely was like I gotta figure this out. Because and I think she was in the state or whatever, or not in the state, but I think she was saying that her mortgage was more than mine. So I'm like, man, if she can do that with let me see. All right, so
Yeah, I'm over here. Hey, I've had at least 3 glasses of wine since the show started.
all right, man. I don't want you to fade out or whatever. So
Nigga,
if
I
I
am faded.
if I
It's already there already.
you brought it up about this thing, and I wasn't
Not
even
saying.
I was
That's all I knew about.
that's funny.
I knew.
That's funny. I wasn't even. That would have been a great topic on its own. Um, I don't know, man. It said to download it or upload it to the thing, but I can't find it.
Like, sure, she was just talking trash because they wouldn't allow that to happen. They want that that percentage over that 30 years. They're not gonna let you do that.
Well, I mean, I guess like I feel like they can't stop you because um you know, like as long as you don't have a loan that, because since there was some people saying in the comments is that you can't uh because they can't as long as you have a loan that don't penalize you for paying back early. All right, I'm about to send it to I just sent it to you too on Instagram, so you can check it out. And then you can always go to her profile. I'm about to send you both of them because she got like a second. She got like a second video. But yeah, and she said that too. She said as long as you don't, that's stuff that you got to take into account. So make sure that you don't have make sure you don't have a like a loan that you can't pay back early with penalty, without penalty. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense for you to do it. You know what I'm saying? That would only hurt you. It don't make no sense. Yeah, man. She was super hyped. She was breaking it down and all this stuff. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up now. All right, let's see. I remember it's been a while since we did the extra stuff. All right, here we go. Let's see.
How I paid off my 30-year mortgage in just
Can't hear that, can you?
Yeah, I can hear that loud and clear.
Oh, you can hear it? I can't hear nothing.
7 years with the bank's money.
But I know
it's going to take positive cash flow, financial discipline, and financial literacy. Okay. So I had a credit card. Credit card is the only account that they give you money off GP. Every other account you open up, you have to put your own money in it, right? So my Amex card, my favorite card, had a balance or a limit of $18,000. Okay. My bills around that time was roughly $3,000. My cash flow around that time was about $5,000 a month. So I took $12,000 off my credit card and applied it to the principal of my mortgage. Now, everybody who have a mortgage know you cannot pay it with a credit card. So what you need to do, you need to write a check to yourself. Okay. $12,000 on my principal of my mortgage. I still pay all of the rest of my bills, including my mortgage again, $3,000 on my credit card.
Oh, it went away. Hold on. I don't know what just happened.
I'm over here taking notes.
She was preaching, right?
Because what she said, write a check. Okay, now I remember what she was saying. Because I'm like, you can't pay with credit cards. You said write a check, but there's other ways you can do that electronically, get the cash off and pay the principal, and still. So I wonder how many times, what frequency does she pay the principal? Like until she pays off the 12,000 on the credit card first. Take it.
Yeah, like I don't know if she did it and then she like I don't know if she did it and then she like wait until she reset and then paid it off, like and then she just did it multiple times until she paid off the house or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then once she finally did, got there and then she was good to go or what, or she just did it once or whatever. But it sounded like yeah, that could work or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
A credit card interest is substantially greater than a mortgage.
What? Right. Well, exactly. That's why she was saying you pay it on your mortgage, right? And then you take all the money that you would normally make on your income and put that back on your credit card. But that wouldn't make sense. Like that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I got questions. Like I got questions. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. I couldn't listen to it that time, and I hadn't watched it in a while, so I'm about to go back and listen. But stuff like that,
you know what? We need to ask her ourselves. Get her on the show.
I had to get her on the show. You know what we gotta do? Or we gotta get Eric Tober back on here. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta like
same time. Him and Eric time.
Like we need answers, man. we need some answers, man. We need you to go through and critique and tell if this is viable. We need some help, man. All right, man. We're gonna get out of here. Your mom said, she said the credit card had to be new with the intro rate 0 for 18 months. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. And people in the comments was like, "Oh, I ain't never." It's always haters in the comments, man. So somebody was in there like, and I don't never comment or like nothing, but I had to say something on this. Somebody was in there like, she got to be lying because I ain't never seen no card with 0% this and I ain't never seen no car like that. I'm like, I ain't even trying to be a hater or nothing like that. I'm like, it's probably just a credit because your credit score or something. Because I see 0% all the time. Like now, it might be for 6 months, it might be for 12 months. Like I haven't seen. I also haven't been looking at cards in a while, but I haven't seen no 0 for 18 months or whatever. But I definitely see 0 for 6, 8, and 12 months all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I ain't even trying to ride. Like, it's probably just your credit score why you don't see them. Like, but you know what I'm saying? Just
like, do you see the balance transfers? Do y'all see the balance transfers?
Balance transfer all the time, yeah.
And just put it on. Like, it'd be 0% for 18 months. Like, they got them out here
all the time. Yeah, that's why. So I'm like, hey, man, it's probably just a credit score, baby. Like, don't take it personal. Like, probably just your credit score. Angel said that's why I said she could apply all of her positive cash flow towards her principal. Well, right, that would make sense. Yeah, you just save up a bunch, and then
But math's still not mathing right now.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like so it has to be a reason that she took the extra step with the credit card, because otherwise people would just take their extra money, save it, and then just make one big payment to their principal without doing the extra risk of involving the credit card. Like, so it has to be some benefit, but what that is, I don't know. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, so it has to be a part that we missing or something. Like, I don't know. I don't have to go back and listen or something.
She said she was getting $5,000 a month, but putting $12,000 on the principal, which leaves a $12,000 payment that needs to be paid on the credit card. But if you're only making $5,000 a month, you got to wait at least 3 months to be able to pay off that $12,000. But you still got to make payments. You still got to make payments. Oh, if she does have a zero, interest,
right?
Be straight though.
Because even though you so even if you had interest, it still wouldn't be. You wouldn't have to pay the whole balance on the credit card back at one time. You know what I'm saying? So even if, all right, so let's say it was $5,000 or whatever, and your payment was, $100, $200, that's still less. But the principal on your mortgage is already dropped, right? So you knock some of that interest down because you put down a big amount, like, a large sum of money on that, and then it give you time to stack back up to pay off the credit card. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, if that's what she's saying, I get it, because you don't got to pay back the credit card all at one time, because it's a credit card, with 0% interest.
And she was in the video, it cut off, but y'all didn't see that part. But she said that with her paying off the total debt on these credit cards, she can get her limit raised all the time. What?
No, because Angel said no. She said that don't make sense. What do you mean? What do you mean that don't make sense?
But if she's already spending this money anyway, regardless, but it's just she thought 3 months in advance. But she also said that she has to be strict, very strict about her finances for them 7 years. Like you can't just want to go splurge on something because you don't got the money for it. So
right. And maybe she don't do it, every single time for the full time. Like maybe she did it, maybe she did it for 3 months, got back to normal, or well, no, I guess because you want to take full advantage of the 0% card. So she probably just, was real strict for a year or the full 18 months or whatever. And then, when that time was up or it got close, she applied for another card that was 0% because they pop up all the time if you got decent credit. Angel said, I don't see the benefit of doing the card if she has $5,000 in cash flow monthly, then apply that to her house. Putting it on the card isn't helping. It's forcing you to pay back or going to be in credit card debt. But she's putting more than that on the house though, right?
Yeah, she's making a regular payment and then putting $12,000 towards the principal. The years are falling off quickly because she put that's basically a year. She's taking off. So that's a year of mortgage payments. I'm guessing in that $12,000 payment that she put on the principal, and then if she was already going to spend that money anyway, damn, we need to watch the video again.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Because
I can't talk about this right now. It's fucking with me. Because in my mind I'm thinking, yes, I want to figure out because I want to do that for myself. And at the same time, is it a gimmick? Like, why is she giving out this information? Got to be something to it.
Even your mom said, I'm real curious how it turned out for her. Yeah, I'll do some research. I'll try to find out some more information and report back or something. I sent the video to everybody so you guys can go to her page and look it up too or whatever. But it has to be something to it. Like it has to be something because otherwise, like Angel said, why would she do it though? If that's the case, because you can make a payment on your principal at any time. Typically at any for my mortgage at least for any amount at any time. So why would you take the extra step at all? I'm saying of going through the credit card. It just won't make any sense. So it has to be some benefit. You know what I'm saying? So I'll do some digging or whatever, but it got to be something because otherwise, why would you do it? It just wouldn't make any sense. So we'll figure it out. All right, man, we're gonna get out of here. Byron's extra faded.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all for joining us.
Audi Cabernet.
Started to, I don't know. That's very interesting. Angel said in 3 months she could apply $15,000 to the principal,
which is crazy.
But if her total income, her total monthly income is $5,000 though, but she still got to make. But if $5,000 is just her total monthly income, and she still got to make all of her expenses and mortgage payments out of that, she's not going to get ahead as fast as using the credit card to pay it down. To pay down the mortgage, like so. If the whole key,
she said expenses was $3,000, didn't she?
I gotta fucking watch the video again because it depends on what the key is. If the key is paying down the mortgage, then she's doing it the right way because the key is to knock down the principal of the mortgage. If that's the key,
yeah. Now,
like if that's the key,
if she has a 0 interest credit card, and let's say her expenses her expenses are $3,000 a month, then she could put that extra $2,000 onto the credit card, but it's gonna take her how many months is that? 6. It's gonna take her like 8 months to pay it off. Then she could do it again.
Let me pull it up. I'm gonna wait till it start over. Let's watch it one more time. Watch the whole thing all the way through.
Ain't no way she's doing that more than once a year on a $60,000 salary.
Yeah, and she don't say, oh man, I don't know. And she got notes down here and all that stuff, so maybe we got to go through the comments. Through the
30-year mortgage in just 7 years with the bank's money. It's going to take positive cash flow, financial discipline, and financial literacy. Okay, so I had a credit card. Credit card is the only account that they give you money off GP. Every other account you open up, you have to put your own money in it, right? So my Amex card, my favorite card, had a balance or a limit of $18,000. Okay, my bills around that time was roughly $3,000. My cash flow around that time was about $5,000 a month. So I took $12,000 off my credit card and applied it to the principal of my mortgage. Now, everybody who have a mortgage know you cannot pay it with a credit card. So what you need to do, you need to write a check to yourself. Okay, $12,000 on my principal of my mortgage. I still paid all of the rest of my bills, including my mortgage again, $3,000 on my credit card. Okay, so now my credit card is about $15,000, damn near maxed out, right? I'm going to put all of my positive cash flow on my credit card. All $5,000 I get that month goes on the credit card. So 5 times 3 is $15,000. I done paid off that initial $15,000 in 3 months. So now $12,000 of the principal of my mortgage is paid off in 3 months, a fraction of the time. What the bank gonna do? Increase your credit limit. And then what you gonna do? Do it again. But you have to have that discipline. You gotta make sure all of your positive cash flow go back on your credit card. How I paid off my
She's talking about her bills of $3,000, but she has a positive cash flow of $5,000, which means she makes $8,000 a month, which means she makes a lot of money to be doing this. You can do it on a smaller scale, though, for sure.
She said so. Hold on. So this is what she said in her caption, because I don't know if y'all can read it from there, but she said, "Why use your own money when you can use OPM, other people's money? Velocity Banking is truly using this method to the fullest capacity. When you have financial discipline, you are in a position to leverage your credit. This is the quickest way to full ownership. When you use this method, you are putting yourself in a position to have unlimited resources. Imagine using this method with business credit versus consumer credit. My millionaire mentor taught me this, and I've gotten so ahead with utilizing my credit as leverage. My credit card payment wasn't $5,000 when I did this; it was more so around $500. So with me paying literally 10 times the bill, I was building a great relationship with the bank and inciting them to give me more money. Not only that, I'm racking up Sky Miles and other cash rewards on my card. I have favor with the banks. You have favor with one bank. You have favor with them all. Have questions, ask me." And then she have a bunch of other crap going on. Yeah, I don't know. There gotta be some. I don't know.
Gotta be something, but yeah, we need to wrap it up. So look, thank y'all for tuning in. It's been a great show.
That's funny.
Remember to go ahead and support Ebony J with Enduring the Course. She got her own podcast. She got her own business. She's doing the damn thing. So make sure to support her as well. The Culture Walk Part 3. It'll be here before you know it. We don't have anything for you to sign on right now, but we will. But we just put you on notice that it's coming again for another successful event. Other than that, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you who did so. See you next week. And remember to on your own. Yeah.
Hey man, y'all be safe out there. Thanks for joining us as always. The Culture Walk will be up soon. We'll pick out the dates and all that good stuff, and it'll be posted so you can sign up much farther in advance. You can share with your friends and have plenty of time to plan it out. So I don't want to hear nobody's excuses. Not one person to say I didn't know or I couldn't plan, because it was June, whatever, and that's when vacation is. I don't want to hear any of that nonsense. So you guys will know very soon. But you gotta stay safe out there. Remember to manage your money the best way you can. Give advice where you can to the young people and the older people if you can. And if anybody know how to pay off mortgage very fast with credit cards, definitely let me know because I'm trying to. All right, man. Y'all be safe. Have a great week. Next week's Labor Day. No show, or Monday, but no show on holiday weekends. The week after is opening day. That's not why we're not having a show, but no show the week after. So we'll see y'all in 3 weeks, I think, or 3 weeks. So you guys be safe until then. Stay aware because crazy people out there. Just heard about something crazy that happened in Jacksonville, Florida earlier today. Stay safe, stay aware, and keep your head on the swivel. We'll see y'all in a couple weeks, man. Man, salute to the city as always. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Remember to own your own.
And salute to the city as always.
Remember to own your own.
Salute to the city as always.
And remember to own your own.
And salute to the city as always.
Remember to own your own. We'll see y'all next week. Remember to own your own. It's very important, like I say every show.
Salute to the city as always. Salute to the city.
Remember to own your own. Now,
as always, salute to the city. Love and